looking forward to the mission, I'm very ready to accept it. Yes, ma'am.
You said the other night you might be on Sean Hannity pretty soon.
I'm trying to get on.
Still trying.
You know, I've been on The Judge, which was a great show. I've been on Greta Van Susteren. I've been on Anderson Cooper and some knucklehead named Ed Schultz. But, you know, I'd love to get on Hannity. National exposure helps. That's media that I can't afford to buy, you know. So, yeah, if you know Sean's number, give it to him. Yes, sir.
You've also been on YouTube, by the way, on several occasions.
Yeah.
I appreciate the talk about freedom and founding fathers and all those things. I appreciate your stance on the fact that you truly believe what you say.
Right.
First time since 1907, Republicans have controlled both houses,
Yeah.
both sides of the Capitol.
Right.
What would you do as governor to rally a bunch of Republicans down there that don't have the backbone
Yeah.
to do what they've said many times? We were not going to get 100 years
Right.
like the Democrats had to
Yeah.
straighten things out. What would you do to rally that?
I would lead. We have had a vacuum of leadership, truly.
Yes, sir.
I mean, especially out of the governor's office. And I believe we've had a terrible vacuum in our Republican leadership. And I hate to say that.
I agree with you.
But it's just a fact. And, you know, the Republicans this year, on the last, 2 or 3 days of session, actually passed an $87 million tax increase on hospital insurance. What was it, David? One of them.
The vending machine was one.
Well, vending machines too, yeah. You know, tripled the vending machines. I mean, one guy in, I think, Sallisaw, he's got a whole bunch of vending machines, and his yearly tax is going to go from $17,000 to $52,000.
Right.
And that was a Republican-led initiative.
Exactly.
So here's what I'll do. I will lead with common sense, with a prioritized budget, and again, I'm not going to try and manage the mess we have. I'm going to undo the mess. I'm going to start getting rid of it. There's no way that we can continue to fund all the things that we fund. We're going broke trying to do it.
Yes.
Right.
Now, I will tell you, had my policies been, my economic policy been put in place back in 2005, when I offered it up, and Republicans and Democrats alike shot it down, the Taxpayer Bill of Rights. You guys ever heard of it?
Yeah.
The Taxpayer Bill of Rights. Had that passed in 2005, we would be sitting on a golden egg today. We would not have the budget problems that we have today. Let me take you back to 2005. 5, 6, and 7, state spending increased almost 48%, while the private sector grew at 10%. Government grew in the state of Oklahoma 4 times faster than the private sector. That's unsustainable. It's a ridiculous notion that should ever happen, even for 1 year. It should never happen. Had my policy, the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, been in place, it would not have allowed the politicians to continue to dig deeper and deeper and deeper into your pocket. They couldn't have done it. Now, I know this for sure. There's a fair amount of my colleagues in the House and the Senate that are dying for a leader. They truly are. They're wanting someone to lead. And I love what Schwarzkopf said. He said, you know, when you're put in a position of leadership, 2 things has to happen. Number 1, you have to seize the moment. You have to take control. And the next thing you do, you have to lead in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And we have been led down the primrose path decade after decade. This last decade has been just absolutely pathetic. And I know this. The governor's office, it will be the lousiest job in the state of Oklahoma, probably for some time. It will not be fun being governor. I don't look forward to it. Honestly don't. But I am so concerned, literally, about my kids' future. It just almost puts me in a panic situation when I think about what might be. And I hate to even say this because I don't have all the answers. I mean, I'm a heat and air guy from Owasso, okay? I truly don't have all the answers. I told my wife the other day, I said, I'm almost in a semi-panic situation now. What if I'm not governor? You see, I know what I'll do. And it's not too hard to figure out what my opponents will do. All you have to do is look at their history. Look at their voting record. Look at their rhetoric. And then look at the votes. They don't line up. They just don't line up. You look at my words and my deeds and my actions and my votes, and I assure you folks, they perfectly align with each other. And yeah, thank you. And you can ask the Republicans and Democrats in the state legislature about me. There may not be a single Democrat that appreciates anything that I do legislatively. But there's not one of them that will tell you anything different than this. Randy Brogdon tells you something, you can take it to him. You see, I know what I know. I know why I know it. And I've got good reasons to support what I support. And I will lead with a sincere dedication to preserve our freedom, because everything else revolves around that. I'm getting hot. David, do you have one?
I have a question. Is it? I know that I'm voting for you. I know that I endorse you. Is it now going to be time that you and I can start kicking the tail in higher ed, and knowing that Glenn Johnson makes $35,000 a month of our taxpayer money, that David Bourne makes $34,000 a month of our taxpayer money, that Burns Hargis makes $31,000 a month of our taxpayer money, and each of 3 individuals? Is this now time that we can finally say enough's enough with higher ed?
And yeah, absolutely. And before you got there, it was my 3rd year there. The state legislature gave up their responsibility to fund education. They turned it over to the Board of Regents. That's why every single year now they raise tuition. I want to give you guys it's a very easy read. It's not a very thick book. It's called Going Broke by Degree. If you want to know what's wrong with our higher ed system, you read that book. It's by an author named Richard Becker, Going Broke by Degree. It will open your eyes to what's wrong within our higher ed. They have no reason to ever give a 4-year degree in 4 years. I mean, that's contrary to their thought process today. I mean, you don't, in the state of Oklahoma, you don't get a 4-year degree in 4 years. It usually takes 5. And then maybe a summer after that. So, and there are ways to correct that. I meant to ask you, where's District 8? What's that season? Oh, that's Courage? Ballinger. Yeah. Oh, good. I didn't know that until tonight. Good. So, yeah, David. But taking on the 800-pound gorilla, David Bourne, you think Mary's going to do it? You think Drew's going to do it? You think Jerry's going to do it?
No, that's why I'm after you.
I'd be excited about this.
That's why I'm voting for you.
I would like to see us put a stop to retired Democrat senators in presidents involved in universities.
Well, you don't have to worry about that now. That's going to be retired Republican. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's tit for tat. That's what it's all about. It's cronyism. Full tilt boogie at 23rd and Lincoln. I'm telling you, and it's because no one ever challenges it. Well, that's the way we've always done it. Well, I tell you, it's not going to be the way we do it if I'm serving you.
Just because we've done it that way all along doesn't make it ethically correct. Doesn't make it legal.
Right.
Okay? It's always been that way.
Yeah.
And we need to stop it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let me end with a Reagan quote, and then we'll eat some of my cake. But don't cut it. I want to go get my iPhone. I want to take a picture of it so I can tweet it out. I tweet now. Oh, before I forget, here's my commercial. RandyBrogdon.com. Go to my website. Join my team. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter and probably about every other social network you can think of. I think we're doing it right now. So, Reagan said that it's our duty. It is our destiny to preserve the sacred trust, mankind's aspiration of freedom for generations to come. And that is truly my heartbeat. I want to preserve that freedom that I've been blessed with. And I've had a good life. I truly have.
And I just say, I'm the mother of 5 children. And they're all in their 20s, and I'm just so appreciative that you're running because I am sick over this.
I know.
And we've let it go on for so long.
Well, we have.
And I don't know how we're going to turn it back, but At least you had the courage to stand up here.
We're gonna turn